This is section 8.1, part 3. We are supposed to be working with these numbers here and deciding whether they are rational or irrational and round to the nearest thousandth if we need to. So I'm just going to use our calculator, and both calculators work exactly the same way. So I'm just going to show you on this one, the buttons are in the same position and everything. All right, so I want to find the square root of 169. So I'm going to enter it in my calculator. And if it gives me a nice answer, it's going to be rational. And it gives me 13. So this is exactly equal to 13, which is a decimal that ends or repeats. All I'd have to do is to put 0.0 there, and it's the same value and it ends. So this is a rational number. Okay. All right, now let's check out the square root of 29. If you don't have one of these two calculators, you may get a big ugly decimal here. These particular calculators simplify some radicals, which is going to be really useful in the coming sections, but absolutely not necessary to have. And even though these calculators do some of these, they don't do all of them, so you're still going to have to learn how to do it on paper. But right now, the square root of 29, it just gave me the square root of 29. I need a decimal for that. What you want to do is there's a button directly beside your 3. It looks like a double arrow. Even on the black calculator, it's a silver key, but it has a double arrow and then a squiggly equal sign. We'll talk about the squiggle in a second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this button right here, and you can see at the top of the screen, it's going to change it into a decimal for me. So this is a big ugly decimal, so it's irrational. And we want to round it to the nearest thousandth. So that's going to be 5.8, 5.38, 5, and I'll look at the 1. The 1 says the 5 stays the same. So this squiggly equal sign means approximately equal to. It's just an indication that we've rounded something. It's an indication that our answer is not precise. Okay, so let's try the square root of 33. Again, it gives me to it in radical form. I need an approximation, so I hit that button. And it gives me 5.774. That's a 4, but that's a 5, so that bumps this up to a 5. And this one is also irrational. Just compare these two. 33 is bigger than 29, so our approximation should be bigger as well. Okay. If you're thinking about perfect squares, 5 squared is 25, 6 squared is 36. Both of these numbers should be between 5 and 6. 6 squared, 5 squared. So you can have an idea of what your answer should probably be if you think about those things. Okay, negative on the outside, square root of 64. If you look back on the previous page, we had the negative on the inside. It makes all the difference in the world. If it's on the outside, you just bring it over. The square root of 64, if you don't know it, is 8. So this answer is negative 8. It's a nice number, so this is rational. Okay, so let's find the square root of 153.76. And at first I see a decimal there, and I think it's going to be a big ugly decimal, but I get precisely 12.4. This is a nice number. It ends. If a decimal ends, it is rational. This answer is exactly 12.4, and it is a rational answer.